Wow. What a final episode. What a final episode, bro. This this final episode of My Happy Marriage was a very good one. And cuz we have this right here. We literally have evil Mio right here. This is crazy. Okay. So so last episode we left off with Lord Kudo getting hit by a grotesque, and basically now he is in this dream sort of state where he's basically battling the grotesque. All these grotesques are going after him, and he has to fight them all off. And then we ended off last episode with Mio also coming into the dream state, or like using her ability Dream Sight in order to come here and save him. So she ends up at the Saimori house, and then we get to this scene right here where she sees this door, and I was immediately like, "Oh, bro, no, do not go in there," because if you recognize, this is the door to the shed where she was um, kept away for a long time. Like Mio's stepmother, like left her in there to sit and like think about everything that she, just think about stuff. And so immediately I was like, "Oh no, that's trouble." And then we go inside and see this evil Mio right here. And let me tell you, I I was immediately like, "Okay, this is cool. This is pretty cool." Yeah, so this evil Mio is just cold, bro. She is just cold. So yeah, that's why I think that it's pretty cool. So anyways, moving along here, Mio actually ends up saving herself. She actually ends up, finally what she ends up doing what this whole season has pretty much been built up to. Her becoming more confident in herself, speaking up for herself, and no and learning that she is allowed to live a happy life. So she stands up to this her dark side, and this is where we get this scene right here where she transforms and puts on this uniform. And if you remember, this is the uniform of the Maiden of Dream site that Arata gave to her. Trying to find a better like picture of it here. Yeah, here we go. Yes, this right here, the Maiden of Dream site outfit. So then we move along to, and then she comes here and ends up saving Kudo. And this is a pretty cool shot right here. Basically, she defends him against all the grotesques. But then we skip ahead here to these guys who are still like summoning the grotesque. But surprise, surprise, the Emperor is behind it all. So apparently, the Emperor doesn't like the Kudo family either, because he says in the scene, like, he says the same thing that Mio's childhood friend's father said, that basically the Kudo family was getting too powerful, and they got to be taken out also. And I find it a little bit weird though that they both of them are like the Kudo family has to be taken out, but like so far we only know that like Kudo himself, Lord Kudo, is like the strongest and the one with the powers. I don't know if like his parents have been mentioned yet. I don't, and yeah, we definitely haven't seen them. So I don't know if like Lord Kudo has like parents that he has that also has powers, and like they're powerful too. But nevertheless, we move along here where the Emperor ends up putting himself in this dream state with Mio and Lord Kudo, and so he becomes this ugly thing here. Like, oh my gosh, this ugly sort of like grotesque of his own face. Anyways, yeah, moving on. So this is the part where he ends up. This is what I wanted to show you. This man gets bodied right here. He, I was laughing at this shot right here because this because he's yelling in the real world and in here, so he moves in and then just gets bodied by this light right here, and that I just found that so funny. But nevertheless, he Mio wins this fight and ends up, I guess, killing all the people in this cave. I'm assuming, which is uh, funny. But nevertheless, we move on, and now we're in this kind of like happy state. And basically, this is the part where they basically get the chance to apologize to each other, because both of them kind of made some mistakes. Mio apologizes for saying that she like didn't care who she ended up with because she was still kind of in the state of like she deserves whatever she kind of like gets done to her. So that's why she was like she didn't care when like the Usabas were trying to take her away. So she apologizes for that. And then Lord Kudo here, he apologizes for yelling at her basically about the nightmare she was having. Because he was like so concerned about her, and then he just had like no idea like what to do. Like Mio was in a downward spiral, and he had no idea what to do. So he apologized. So he yelled at her, and he apologized for that. So then we move on to seeing them waking up here, and everyone just celebrating pretty much. This guy Goro. Or no, I think it's Grotto. Why can I not remember this guy's name? That sucks. Anyways, Grotto here, like being a sort of like drama queen a little bit as usual, but basically Mio ends up saving Kudo, and that's pretty good. And then this scene right here, where Arata is just basically, all right, I'm out, peace. But then Mio over here is like, apologizing because she now knows that she does not want to stay with the Usabas. She wants to stay with Lord Kudo, and like she's firm in that. And so this and just kind of I forgot to mention this sort of in my last video, My Happy Marriage. When I was saying that like I understood in that one scene, I understood like what Arata was kind of like saying, where it was like he was going to be taking on so many responsibilities and whatnot, or like I think it was the line where like marriages are decided inside the family. Yeah, that's it. When he was talking about like marriages are decided in the family, and I was like, hold on, what does that mean? I didn't actually say that. Like he actually said that he was implying that he was going to become her husband. Okay, and so and the reason I bring that up now is because it's kind of weird how he kind of just forgets about all of that basically, because right here he says that like that he doesn't have a need to protect her anymore, because now basically Mio knows how to use her powers basically. So he kind of just says that like I don't need to protect you now. But I feel like it's kind of like a weird like stark contrast to like how passionate he was before. Nevertheless, Lord Kudo walks in here and he tells him, "Hey, we're gonna have our rematch, bro," because Kudo's looking for the run back, man. Yeah, he did not like how he went out. So, and that's pretty much the episode, because we skip ahead here past the credits, and we end off with them going to that party that Mio, if you remember, Mio was training for in like episodes 7 and 8, I believe. Oh, and I don't know what, I should probably stop at this part right here. And boom, Mio is here in this lovely dress. Looks very good. And then once again we just have the two of them declaring that they want to stay with each other, and they also ask each other to basically be patient, because Mio still has a lot to learn about etiquette and like being a wife, and obviously Kudo has a lot to learn about like being a husband and how to be a good one too. So yeah, that's basically where this episode ends. So, my thoughts on My Happy Marriage overall. This was a great show. Like, genuinely, I think this was a great show. and honestly don't really have that many problems with it, to be honest. The only the I think for what this story it is it does what it wants to do, and it is great. The only sort of nitpick I have is this is actually within this ending. This ending is kind of like, like once you watch this episode, you'll see what I'm saying, where it's like this can't be the ending, right? Like this is it kind of just it ends where it's just like, okay, wait, that's it? No, 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 no. There's definitely more here. There, or at least there should be more. And I'm pretty sure I'm right about that, because this season only this show was already announced for a season 2. So good thing, like, so hopefully we won't have to wait long. But that is literally like my only like nitpick with this show. Other than that, I think this is a great show, and that was well worth the watch. And because of that, I am going to give My Happy Marriage, I am honestly going to give it a 10 out of 10. I have not given an anime series a 10 out of 10 in forever. I think like the last legitimate 10 out of 10 I gave was Attack on Titan, when I like first created like my Mal account. Like genuinely, I think for what this show is, it does what it wants to do, and it does it great. The only issue is the nitpick I had for how it ends. But again, it's already confirmed for a season 2, so I know that there is still so much more. And to kind of like be a little bit more detailed with that, the grotesque problem, I don't think that is finished just yet, because because obviously we know like the emperor was like having the grotesque summon. But for me, it was kind of like, because remember, the entire season they were talking about how like the grotesque are basically going to attack the entire city. And so I personally found it kind of odd that this series ended the way it did, and it wasn't kind of like this what it was implied was going to happen. So hopefully there's more. So hopefully we might get like more grotesque attacking the city in the next season. If not, I hope wherever else the direction of the story goes, it's great also. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the series as a whole. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.